Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is The Couch Trip. My name is Mark, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Keen Venture Mid Hiking Boot. So let's get right into it. All right, so the Keen Venture comes in at a $180 price point. Obviously not a mountaineering boot at $300 to $400, which is great. Not a hiking shoe either that is $60 to $70. So at $180, I had some expectations for this boot to be quite versatile and durable. My goal for this boot was to have something, since I travel a lot, it had to be light, but at the same time, I do like to go hiking when I'm out on the West Coast, and I wanted to be able to wear it with a pair of chinos and a button down or a collared shirt so that I could transition easily and not have to carry 2 or 3 different sets of shoes in my bag. So I had some high hopes for this boot. At $180, we'll see if it lives up to it. So Keen describes this boot as being a performance mesh, speed hooks for quick lacing. They also have their Connect Fit heel, which I've got the boot right here. The Connect Fit heel system is simply attached to the speed speed laces, the eyelets here, and it's a wire system that runs throughout the heel cup so that when you tighten it, it snugs it down. I was actually quite happy with that feature of the boot. In fact, I would go on to say that the toe doesn't feel splashy in comparison, but it lacks the firm feel that the heel does. But that said, I loved the way this felt. Also, they have they are PFC, which is perfluorinated chemical free. According to Keen, that's responsible for a lot of the carcinogens in the environment. So if that's a thing that bothers you, obviously this will be to your liking, because it's not a Gore-Tex fabric. It's their own PFC version. They also have what's called Eco Anti-Odor. They call this the Clean Sport NXT. And so we'll get back to that in the pros and the cons. Now, all right, the available colors for this particular boot are dark olive, gray magnet, which is what I chose. I think it has a sharp look to it. Blue Nights, which is essentially a navy blue. Black on black, which is totally maintenance free, essentially, as far as cleaning is concerned. And then black on white, and they have a white strip on the bottom. I don't know why you do this to a hiking boot unless you just simply want to wear it urban. So then I get that. So let's talk a little bit about it. This particular fabric, their performance fabric, it has some flex to it. It is not going to provide you with a lot of lateral stability. They have some ribbing that they've built into it that I think gives it a kind of a nice look, but I think it's supposed to give some rigidity to the lateral movement. All right, there's an ample amount of TPU, which is where the Connect Fit runs through. This TPU is a very hard plastic. They use TPU on a lot of motorcycle gear, so I'm very familiar with the TPU material. It does provide a nice bit of ankle protection. Now that said, the rest of the boot is rather open to flex. The toe cap has a bit of rubber lining across it. It's not a hard rubber. There is quite a bit of flex here, so you can, if you were to drop something on your foot, it would hurt. But stubbing your toe, probably not too bad. It wouldn't be too bad at all. They have considerable amount of lugs around here, around the shoe, around the boot rather. I found it to have really good grip, even when it's damp out. I didn't have any issues with grip. So I do like the styling cues on this boot. I also enjoy the comfort. It feels really good. Snug heel cup, a little bit wider here. So for me, that was a little bit of an issue. It does breathe a fair amount. And I have traipsed through the water quite a bit in it without any issue. So, all right, pros and cons. Pro number 1, lightweight. Great job, Keen, on this one. It feels like a tennis shoe. When you pack it in your bag and you carry it around, you don't feel like you're carrying a 5-pound bowling ball. Well done. This is a big plus. Number 2, waterproof. Definitely a great job on this. I have walked in very high grasses, been mowing that are just soaked in dew, no problem, been caught in torrential downpour, walked across streams. bone dry feet, never any issues with rubbing or blisters. Really well done there. Pro number 3, grip. Fantastic job on those little lugs that you have. Really well done, Keen. I like that. Even when the rocks are wet, I feel like it's got phenomenal grip, and the TPU overlays on the side sort of add to that ability to scamper around and don't have any problems with it or issue with grip. Love it. Number 4, Pro. Easy transition from trail to office. I like that you can clean these up quickly with a brush, a little bit of water if necessary, and you could be wearing a pair of chinos and a button down, and you're very easily into a meeting and then back out on the trails. Love it. Pro number 5, the Connect Fit heel system. I do like that. It's not gimmicky in the least. When you lace up, it does snug in your heel cup very nicely. I like that. It's a good feel. So I would give that a comfort thumbs up on that. Well done, Keen. All right, so on to the cons. Number 1 problem with this boot is odor. The company claims to have a Clean Sport NXT insert that is supposed to be fighting odor. To give you an example, I've had the boots for 2.5 months. I came into the kitchen and noticed something was kind of ripe, like skunky smelling. And I thought it was one of the dogs. So I walked further around the kitchen near their bowls, near their stuff, looking at their blankets, which constantly washing that sort of thing. So it was just a strange smell. And then as I got closer, I picked up my boot and was like, whoa. So I realized right away that I can't carry these in my bag with other clothes. It would stink everything up. I started searching online, and sure enough, other people are having the same problem. So I'm not sure what these anti-odor inserts are supposed to be doing, but they're doing the exact opposite. That's a huge negative for me. Second con, I have some questions on durability. For one, the heel cup, as I said, is with the Connect Fit, really nice. But you get into the forefoot and it spreads out a bit and it's a little soft. So it doesn't have a super stiff sole or midsole, so don't expect that, and I didn't expect it to be like a heavy duty mountaineering boot, but it has the feel that over time it might get squishy. I can't really say, I've only had the boots about 3 months, but it just gives me that feel. Now, the other thing about the durability that I'll say is that I don't really abuse my boots. I mean, I do go hiking, light hiking, just in foothills and small mountains, but we're not talking any serious climbs with crampons and this sort of thing. I use them a lot to mow. Also not a big deal. I'm on a riding mower a lot of the times, and I play frisbee disc golf, and so there are some courses that have a little bit of wilderness to them, but nothing really crazy. So the last time I was out playing disc golf, which is probably the least hard that I could be on these boots, I was in just a pretty normal area, and I don't know if I caught a stick or what. I didn't feel it, nothing out of the abnormal, but I come out from having just thrown the disc, get ready to get in the car, and I found this. So now, not only do I have an issue with the fact that I barely had the boots 2.5 months, and I really wasn't in any serious, sharp rocks or anything. So it makes me question the durability of the performance mesh. But on top of it, now they're no longer waterproof. And that's really what I liked about these, is I could get up early in the morning and go out in the grasses, mow and hike, and I would not have to worry like I would with a pair of tennis shoes. So that gets a huge dead thumbs down, Keen. 2.5-month-old boot shouldn't be doing that. Granted, if I was walking through razor sharp obsidian rocks and I was out there in brambles every day, you could say, hey man, you should have bought some heavy duty leathers, but I'm not. And so this was a bit of a disappointment. So overall, what do I think about these shoes? On like a 5-star scale, these boots would have absolutely been probably a 4.5. They had everything I was looking for as far as lightweight, They looked really good. They could transition from the trail to the office. And they seemed to be durable. They had a great sole. They breathed really well. When I say, I don't want to say that because I had odoriferous shoes that they didn't breathe well. They did actually breathe well. My feet are never hot in them. So if I didn't check that box for you, do understand they are extremely breathable. The problem is whatever substance they're using is trapping the odor in there. And I've had several pairs of boots and shoes throughout the years. Like I said, I typically wear Salewa, and they're Gore-Tex, and they breathe really well. And I never have any issues with smells in my boots. So this sort of took me aback, especially at a $180 price point. So I'm gonna have to say thumbs down on that Keen. I can't give this boot any higher than a 1.5 because if I can't travel with it, then I can't use it. And I really, for $180, expected this to be a satisfactory experience. And unfortunately, at $180, if I can't take the boot traveling with me, which is the whole point, which is 50 to 60% of my life, then I've really wasted my money. And I'll spend a little bit more to get a Gore-Tex product that breathes. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give you a 1.5 star Keen. Better luck next time. If you can master or perfect that anti-odor, eco anti-odor sole that you have, or the breathability of the membrane of the CleanSport NXT, whatever it is, then I could give you a full 4.5 stars on that. Till then, it's just not in the cards. So, all right, thanks very much for coming to watch my Keen Venture hiking boot review. It is an absolutely gorgeous day out there today. I hope that you're gonna go out and enjoy it. That's what I'm gonna do as well. I look forward to seeing you next time on the channel. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next Couch Trip review. Thanks.